what it would be like to have one of the hardest working jobs in America and not get paid a penny for it? Well, in my opinion, it wouldn't be much fun. The First Ladies of the United States are some of the hardest working people out there, and they don't get paid a penny for their work. Most of you already know that the term First Lady basically means the wife of a president. It is indeed this, but it has also been applied to daughters, daughters-in-law, sisters, nieces, or other female relatives who have served as White House hostesses, as America's First Ladies in Historical Encyclopedia by Nancy Hendricks says. We are currently on our 46th First Lady. Our first First Lady was Martha Washington, pictured here. And our current First Lady is Melania Trump, pictured here. There have been 8 presidents who have left widowed First Ladies while in office. 4 of these men have been assassinated while in office, and 4 have died of natural causes. The 4 of the First Ladies that had their husbands assassinated while in office are Mary Todd Lincoln, Lucretia Rudolph Garfield, Ida Saxton McKinley, and Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy. These 4 First Ladies went through a lot while seeing their husbands be assassinated while in office. They suddenly didn't have a job, and they were like out of a role in office. The role of the First Lady has changed a lot from back in the 19th century to the present time today. But the main role of the First Lady has been to be the hostess of the White House. Lucretia Garfield was an amazing First Lady, and she went through a lot while seeing her husband be assassinated and die over 2 months after being shot by Guiteau. Lucretia Garfield was born in Garrettsville, Ohio in 1832. Here's a picture of her first home, actually, what she grew up in. After her graduation, she taught French, algebra, and Latin at the Electrical Institute. This is the picture of the actual Electrical Institute in 1832. She then, so one day while she was teaching at the Electrical Institute, she received a note from her former German teacher, who was actually James Garfield. They then started to correspond by letter for many months, and they started to grow to love each other. They then started to court, but James Garfield was upset because she wouldn't show affection to him. He then became involved with other ladies, and wanted Lucretia to become like friends with these ladies. James then decided he still liked and loved Lucretia, and they married in 1858. Here's a picture of them on their wedding day. There still wasn't much affection between the two of them until later on in their marriage, where they grew truly to love each other. Lucretia was always working hard to help James. When he was sick, she would nurse him back to health. She also encouraged Garfield to run for president in 1876. She became very involved in his presidential campaign. She did all of this without being paid and not even recognized. Once Garfield became president, Lucretia was only in office as First Lady for 6 months, because that's when her husband, James Garfield, was assassinated. Here's an artist depiction of at the bedside of Garfield after he had been assassinated during those 2 months. While she was in office during the first month, she became sick with malaria and almost died. She was so run down from helping Garfield with his presidential campaign, and she also had a chronic lung disease which didn't help. This caused her not to be able to do things in the public as much as the First Ladies do today. While she was in the White House, she loved to decorate the White House in whatever decor was popular back then, in that time in history. She also thought that education was very important, and she stressed that among her children. Lucretia was always working hard as the hostess of the White House. Once President Garfield died, Lucretia lived another 36 years. During these years, she still worked extremely hard without being paid. She even still had some public recognition. She spoke at different public functions, she volunteered at the Red Cross, and she even helped Woodrow Wilson with his campaign for presidency later on. She also loved writing poetry and reading different literature her whole life, but now she found that she had time to do this more that her husband was gone and she was out of the presidency. She even started a biography about President Garfield, but she never got a chance to finish it.